Welcome to Legal Briefs. Your buyer client calls you and says that they have heard of some people writing buyer love letters to the seller to make themselves stand out among offers. They really want to let the seller know that their property is the buyer's dream home and that they can picture their kids running down the stairs on Christmas morning glowing with excitement. The question is it a good idea to send your client's buyer love letter to the seller? The answer is no. At first blush, this seems to be a relatively harmless tactic, right? But recently, it's become clear that buyer love letters pose a potential fair housing risk for both buyers and sellers. Take, for example, the scenario we just talked about. The buyer indirectly informed the seller of their familial status and religion, both of which are protected classes under the Fair Housing Act. If a seller were to base their decision on this information rather than price and terms, they could expose themselves to legal liability. Using protected characteristics as a basis to accept or reject an offer would violate the Fair Housing Act. Thankfully, NAR shared some helpful tips on how to minimize the risk of legal liability to all parties should this scenario arise. Educate your clients about fair housing laws and the potential pitfalls of buyer love letters. Inform your clients that you will not deliver buyer love letters. If your client chooses to draft a letter, do not take part in drafting, do not read it, and do not deliver it. As part of an MLS listing, advise others that no buyer love letters will be accepted. If a seller client chooses to accept love letters, advise them to seek legal counsel to avoid fair housing violations. Remind your seller clients that their decision to accept or reject an offer should be based on objective criteria only. And listing agents should document all offers received and the seller's objective reason for accepting an offer. Ultimately, it is the buyer's decision to send a love letter and a seller's prerogative to accept one. But as real estate professionals, you have the duty to remain informed of risks associated with these actions and to keep your clients informed as well. If you have questions about this or any other legal topic, please visit texasrealestate.com/FAQ or call the legal hotline at 512-480-8200.